When you can't make it, you give us heads up
Yes,
and
yes.
everything, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that today.
I work with time.
Yeah, I know you don't
2
play
is
with
2, 1 is 1.
One is
I don't
one.
do Ghana time. I'm not part of 12:30 for 12:30, 12:45.
this one day. You're talking to
no.
me. Oh.
No, I'm not part of it.
9:30,
So
10
when I have an
thereabouts.
appointment with you and we are supposed to meet at 2, and you come 2:30, I will not be there. I'm gone.
Oh,
I don't have time for those days.
oh, Daddy, don't be doing
10
that.
past, 15 past 2, I'm gone. My time is my time.
I know that.
You know, time is your life. Time
Yes, sir.
is your life. So you don't allow people to waste your life by wasting your time.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, if God has given you 100 years, okay, every day 24 hours goes out. Do you know that?
Yes.
So we are getting closer to the grave every day. So if you allow people to waste your time,
Yes, sir.
what it means is that you're wasting your life.
Yeah.
Because your life is a composition of your time.
Yeah.
So I will not allow you to waste my time because you're wasting my life.
Yeah.
So if I say 10, we are there 10. If for whatever reason you can't come, you call me and say, look, I'll be late, whatever. So me too, I know what to do.
Yeah.
I can't go and sit there 10,
And
10,
you would
50,
show
I'm
up.
not there. Then you call me 10, 50 and tell me that, oh, if I'm able, I'm gone. You can't waste my life.
I understand.
I'll not do that.
I get where you're coming
I'm
from.
here to account for my life. Okay, like I said, my life is a composition of my time.
Yes.
But people go and sit there and chat and waste people's lives. They say, oh, maybe 2 hours, then they are gone. They wasted 2 hours of your life.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it. So
Quite
that's why I do
understandable.
my things down.
And I appreciate that.
2, 1, 1.
Now, Counselor Oscar Siripi is a reverend and he's also a counselor. He joins us most of the time on Candid these days just to, give us his opinion on some of the things
I
that
also
come
do
up.
life coaching.
Oh, yeah, life coaching as well. Yes, very important. And a marriage counselor as well. All kinds of counseling. He's there for you. Now, counselor, let's go straight into our conversation because we have a lot to do today. So the first one was, then, okay, this is yesterday's story. There's something I want to find out. My 10-year-old son says he's in love with a girl in his classroom. I don't know what to tell him. He came home one afternoon all bubbly and kept telling me that he's in love with this girl. He even says he wants to marry her. In as much as it's hilarious, I feel it's equally a serious thing to say as a 10-year-old. What do I tell him? Now, we had this conversation yesterday, but it's quite important that we talk to you as well and find out what you think. And for me like this, I've been in a situation, like I said to the listeners yesterday, where, their children, they'll come up and tell you things.
It's not strange.
It's not strange.
Good afternoon to our listeners. It's not strange. Now, what she has to do is to sit down with the boy and let him understand when you are supposed to marry. Because sometimes we need to explain to our children their feelings and the things that they are going through. So what the mother needs to do now is to sit the boy down
Yes.
and tell him that, look, okay, you want to marry, no problem. But focus on your education first. Once you finish your education, you have your career or your profession, then you can think about marriage. So what she has to do is not strange. She shouldn't feel bad. You see, the 10 years today, or the 10-year-old today, is different from 10-year-old 15 years ago.
Very true.
Okay, if you give your phone to your children today, 10 years, the things they can do with the phone, you can't do it.
Very true.
Okay, so it's not strange. All she has to do is to channel the boy's energy through the right way, which is that you are in school. Focus on your education. Become what you want to become. When you start working, then you can marry. So then the boy knows that, okay, for me to marry and have proper marriage life, I have to focus on my career, on my education now. Those things will come after.
Yeah.
But if you say, keep quiet, don't talk about those things, you're not helping the boy. And that's what sometimes we do. But if you're able to explain to him, but you see, there are people who are matured, even at 10. The Bible says at the age of 12, Jesus sat down with the Pharisees and all those, the teachers of the law.
Yes.
12. And he was explaining things to them.
Yeah.
So there are people who are very matured at a very early age. Maybe that boy is one of them.
Yeah.
So you sit him down and explain to him what it takes to marry. That before you marry, you have to have your career. So the first thing you have to do now is to focus on his education. Once you do that, then the boy knows that, yes, I'll marry one day, but what I need to do now, okay, is to focus on my education, become who I want to become, and then later I can marry.
I asked my partners yesterday that, do you think at 10 it's a good avenue for now, like as a parent, to start having, that sex talk with your child?
Not sex.
Like, sexual education?
Yes, not sex.
Okay.
But you explain things to the boy that you want to marry. Because that's what she's saying. He never
he says
never
he's
spoke
in love
about
with
sex.
the girl.
Yes.
No.
So, yes, you can be in love without sex. It's not everything love is sex. No. So the boy says, I'm in love with somebody.
Yeah.
And I want to marry the person in future. Fantastic. There's no problem. But you have to let the boy understand what it takes to marry. Once the boy understands what it takes to marry, which is that now you are in school, focus on your education now. Become what you want to become. After that, you can marry. You see, that's a better advice. So the boy knows that, yes, I'll marry this girl one day. I want to marry. But it takes more than just being in class, whatever, or being at 10 to marry. Which is that you have to focus on your education now, which he has. Okay, is to channel all his energies into his education.
Yeah.
Become what he wants to become. And once you do that,
yeah,
you can marry. If you go attacking the boy because he says he's in love, you are not helping him. He will go to another person to go and seek advice. And the person says, oh, if you're in love, start writing to the girl. Or start doing this, call her, talk down.
Yeah.
Then you distract the boy. But let the boy know that, yes, you will marry one day. But this is what it takes for you to become properly married. That go to school, focus on your education. And I believe that if she does that, the boy will have energy to learn. He say, okay, for me to be with this girl, it means I have to learn. Yeah. That the look can even encourage him to learn.
Yeah.
If he really wants to be with that girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no problem with that.
Rev, I wanted to ask you something. I've also been in a situation. For me, I kept hounding to the kids that, oh, you're just fond of that child. You just
call them kids. Call them children. I don't like
children.
Kids
okay.
are a younger version of the younger ones of sheep.
I've heard this
but we are copying from the white people. Okay. Say, oh, kids, and they are kidding. The real definition for a kid is the younger of the sheep.
Yeah.
So let's call them children. Not kids.
Okay. I would do that. I'll be mindful of that. So I usually tell my children, oh, you're just fond of that person. I think they're just your best friend, just to, take that idea of I'm in love, because you don't want to be too strict. You don't want to be too lenient. It's quite difficult to balance the two. Yes. How do you manage? Because I'm sure this won't be the last time.
Yes.
He will move on from this and come back and tell you, I don't like maybe Sarah again. I think I like Princess.
I wanted to come to that point. When you tell him about what it takes to marry,
yes,
and the boy is focused on his education, okay, it will come to that point where he will meet other people along the line. Whatever he had for that girl will be tested.
Yes.
Then eventually, as he progresses in life, sometimes even after the university, you start working. You meet other people.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's why you have to let the boy understand that, yes, you are talking about marriage, whatever it is, whatever you are talking about. But it takes more than being class 3 or 4 or be at 10 years to marry.
Yes.
And that for you to marry, what you need to focus on now is your education.
Yeah.
Become who you want to become.
Yeah.
But you see, you are doing that because you know that as the boy goes through the process of education, primary, maybe lower primary, upper primary, JHS, SHS, university, you know that by the time the boy is going through that process, he will meet other people.
Yeah. Do you tell him that, I think this is your first one, you meet other people?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay, when you do that, you are pushing his focus on those things.
Okay.
Shift his focus from that by telling him that, look, after marriage is there.
Yes.
But before you marry, you have to do A, B, C, D, F, G, H, which is the focus on your education now. That's what you have.
Yeah.
And once you have education, become who you want to become, marriage will come.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you say, maybe, no, this is not the right time, wait, you're going to meet other people, then you are pushing his focus on those things. Shift his focus.
Back to education.
Education. That before you marry, you must go through the process of education, become who you want to become, And then you marry. Because when you become who you want to become, a doctor, whatever, presenter, a journalist, whatever, a pastor, whatever, eventually you marry.
Yes.
So let that one be first. That yes, you marry, but what you need now is this. And that's what we say in Tree that who are the here and so why are the father? The here says and say you have to go to school.
No, it's here, dear. And
learn and become who you are supposed to be. Marriage will come.
Okay.
Once you do that, you give that energy even to study. If is interested in marriage, you can even use that as a bait and say, look, you want to marry, fine. But let's focus on your studies now. And the guy knows that, okay, for me to marry and become this and that, I have to study hard, become who I want to become. When I become who I want to become, marriage will come.
Okay, that's a good way. Okay, we're live on Facebook, Hits 1039. Send me your messages, your thoughts, any question you want to ask as well. I want to do these things quickly so we can open the phone lines. We can talk to counselor. You have something on your mind you want to discuss with him, you can do that real quick. Now,
the reason I'm doing that is the strategy for parenting in this 21st century is different from the ones in the past.
Very.
And you have to be strategically positioned.
Yeah.
And have a lot of knowledge and know what you are doing. Other than that, you will destroy somebody.
Yes.
If you say, no, this is not that, you are too young. No. We have to start explaining things to the children.
Being very honest with them.
Honest, transparent.
Mm-hmm.
But let them know that this one is there. It's like excuse my language, your breast.
Mm-hmm.
When you are growing up, it was just a matter of time.
Yes. It developed.
That's it. So you marry. But you need to put yourself in a certain position. Go through a certain process.
Yeah.
Before you can marry.
Yeah.
And once you explain to the child knows that, okay, marriage is there. So that when other people are coming with, you have to start doing boyfriend, girlfriend, they know that no. What I need now is some education. And become what I want to become. When I become what I want to become, marriage will come.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's move to our next topic, our next conversation. We're live. You can send us messages on 0548841039. This is Candid on the Afternoon Definition. This is when counselor comes through. So it's Counselor Thursdays.
Yes.
Says, hi, Now. I recently got married to my beautiful wife, who is an aspiring actress. This happened last week. She's been to a few auditions, but never landed a major role until we got married a few months ago. She's playing the lead role in an upcoming TV series, and I'm super happy for her. However, I had a chance to preview some scenes in the series, and I realized my newly wedded wife was in a sex scene. I have not been able to shake that off my mind. I'm thinking of telling her to pull out of the movie. What do I do?
See, when you are married, you have to know your limits. Things that those who are not married can do, you cannot do it.
Okay.
So he has to sit the wife down and let her understand that, look, we are married. And there are things you cannot do. Because if you do A, B, C, D, it will affect me and affect the marriage. You see, in marriage, effective communication is very important. Not communication, effective communication. So don't just sit down and don't talk about it. No. If I talk about it, the person will become offended. No. Talk about it.
Okay.
Create that atmosphere, okay, which is conducive for that type of conversation. Because sometimes it's like, you want to fight my career if care is not taken. Okay. Let the person understand that I'm not against your career. I'm happy for you. You know it. I'm ready to support you. But because you're a married person, there's some limits and boundaries you don't cross.
Yeah.
Because there are guys in the movie who also believe that, this one, because she's married, I also want to take advantage of whatever we are doing and do certain things. So you have to know. You are married, okay? You work here.
Yeah.
It's an entertainment station. But you know your limits and your boundaries.
Yeah.
You don't just say, we are here, so we are no. So he has to sit down with the wife and explain to her that once you are married, there's some boundaries you don't cross. Because if you do those things, it will affect me and affect the marriage.
Okay, so when you put the wedding like that boundaries, some people feel like, hey, until you knew I was doing this and this kind of, this kind of career comes up with a lot of things. So are you trying to say I should skew the roles I'm going to get?
You have to do that.
Or somebody will say, hey, but I give you the opportunity to see some of the scenes because before it comes on TV, some of these, you never get the chance to, maybe the character, the person, the actor or the actress gets the chance to watch it, but you, my husband, yeah,